Welcome to the 2022 Kansas City Chiefs schedule prediction. As always, I'm your host. I'm the G to the U to the R to the U. So with no further ado, let's start with week one. The Chiefs travel to Arizona to play the Arizona Cardinals week one. And we all know, man, like if you know anything about Andy Reid, and I come from the NFC East, coming from the DC area, so I'm used to Andy Reid from the Philadelphia Eagles days. So one thing about Andy Reid and his team is offensively, man, the first month of the season, man, they're always on point, man. They score a lot of points. They come out scheming. So I anticipate Cliff Kingsbury coming to take an L because there's a lot of noise that's been going on in Arizona, man. There's been a lot of noise with the whole Kyler situation, but really he's been quiet in Kansas City. So I anticipate the AFC dominant Kansas City Chiefs to open the season 1-0 on the road against the Arizona Cardinals. Week two, they come at home to play the Los Angeles Chargers. The tricky Los Angeles Chargers. You know the Chargers always give the Chiefs problems, man. It's always a battle between them. Now, especially with Justin Herbert being the new quarterback over there. So I'm not being a new quarterback, but the young quarterback over there. So it's kind of, I like this, Herbert against Mahomes. So with that said, like I said, I love Andy Reid, especially the first month of the regular season. And I'm not a fan of Brandon Staley. Never been. I was not a fan of the hire. And I think even with Justin Herbert, even with the new addition the Chargers added from the offseason, I don't think that's going to be enough for them to win this game. So week number two, I see the Kansas City Chiefs beating the Los Angeles Chargers to start the season 2-0. Week number three, they travel to Indianapolis Colts, man. It seemed like in the Andy Reid era against the Frank Reich team, it's always like the Colts know how to play against the Chiefs, man. The Colts they're very successful, especially the defense. They know how to give the Chiefs problem with that cover two scheme they run over there. So I anticipate the same situation, man. I anticipate the Colts led by Matt Ryan and defensively, man, DeForest Buckner and company, man, and obviously the maniac over there, Darius Leonard. So look for the Chiefs to take an L on the road in halftime against the Indianapolis Colts. Week four, they travel to Tampa Bay. The Chiefs travel to Tampa Bay to play Tom Brady and company. And we know the Chiefs is going to be more of a power team this year as far as running the game, as far as having a running game. But we know as long as Vita Vea is in that front four for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, ain't nobody's going to run the ball against them. So with that said, look for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to stuff the run and put pressure in Pat Mahomes, which result in the L for the Kansas City Chiefs. So look for the Chiefs to lose back-to-back game week four against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Week five, the Kansas City Chiefs host the Las Vegas Raiders. This game is going to be a close battle. Like, honestly, Josh McDaniels and the Raiders are very tightened up. So I see the Raiders coming in with a powerful offensive line. They're going to be very competitive. But at the end of the day, the Raiders do not have Patrick Mahomes. So I expect the Kansas City Chiefs with the boy wonder, Patrick Mahomes at quarterback, to lead them to W against the Las Vegas Raiders. Week number six, they host the Buffalo Bills. This is going to be an emotional game for the Bills. This is the Buffalo Bills Super Bowl right here. We all know what happened last year in one of the epic playoff game that happened last year between the Bills and the Chiefs. So I anticipate this to be an emotional field game, more so on the Buffalo Bills side. I think the Bills need this game for as far as the psyche, because the Bills are coming here as far as, oh man, this is Super Bowl or bust in a sense. So I anticipate the Bills more to be in a little bit more desperation mode in this game than the Kansas City Chiefs, which will result in the Chiefs losing. So I see the Chiefs losing this game against the Buffalo Bills because the Bills are a little bit more desperate than the Chiefs at this moment. Week seven, they travel to San Francisco to play the San Francisco 49ers. I love this matchup right here for the Kansas City Chiefs. I think Patrick Mahomes going against a young quarterback in Trey Lance, and obviously the question mark of their San Francisco 49ers play is the secondary play. I think Patrick Mahomes could take advantage of that. So look for the Kansas City Chiefs to go into San Fran and come out victorious with Patrick Mahomes having a big game. Week 8 is a bye week. Week 9, they host the Tennessee Titans. We all know Andy Reid, man. Andy Reid coming off a bye. He's one of the best coaches You give this man extra week to prepare, you know he's going to demolish you. So look for the Kansas City Chiefs to come out after the bye looking very clean, tied up, and for them to be very efficient, man. So W Kansas City Chiefs against the Tennessee Titans. Week number 10, they continue to homestand, I guess, to host the Jacksonville Jags. My feisty Jacksonville Jags, man. You all know I love me some Jaguars, man. But in this sense, young Trevor Lawrence is going to go hand-to-hand against Patty Mahomes. Man, watch out. This is going to be a battle, man. But I anticipate Trevor Lawrence to make a key mistake late in the game. And for this to be one of the closest games, probably one of the best games of the regular season. This is going to be a shootout, man. Look for a 42-45 type of ball game, 48-42 ball game. And this is what I anticipate. With that said, the Kansas City Chiefs will come out victorious. Week number 11, they travel to the Los Angeles Chargers. Like I said, the Chargers seem to always give the Chiefs problem, man, with Justin Herbert, since they drafted Justin Herbert. So I anticipate the Chargers to come out there, man. This is going to be a big divisional game, and it's a must-win. I'm talking about desperation, especially being a home game for the Chargers. So it's going to be a tough game for the Kansas City Chiefs, and I anticipate them to lose this close game against Justin Herbert and company. Week number 12, they host Matt Stafford and the Los Angeles Rams, the defending Super Bowl champions. This is going to be a big game for the Kansas City Chiefs, man. I think roster-wise, the Chiefs, this is going to be a catalyst game. This is going to be a game where they really see where they're at as far as that they're ready to take that step and get back into the Super Bowl. So with that said, I believe the Kansas City Chiefs will defeat the Los Angeles Rams in this game. It's going to be a close game, another, game of the week type, another Mahomes type performance, man. It's everything you think about the Chiefs is what's going to happen in this game, man. Stafford's going to do his, Andy's going to make some plays, McVay's going to make some plays. I mean, this is going to be sit in front of your TV and can't miss game, but at the end of the day, I don't see the Kansas City Chiefs losing this game. Week number 13, they travel to the Bengals, man. I mean, the scheduling gods didn't give them no justice for the last couple weeks, man. I'm talking about they got Justin Herbert, they got Matthew Stafford, and now they got Joe Burrow, man. But the Chiefs are going to come out victorious again against the Joe Burrows and the Kansas. This is just a revenge game, you know what I'm saying? This is one of those games the Chiefs knew they let them slide. They lost that game. Instead of the Bengals winning the game, the Chiefs felt like they lost that game in the AFC championship game. So look for the Chiefs to come out there with tighten up, man. Look for the Chiefs to come up there and have, with ultra focus. And with that focus is going to be the reason why the Chiefs will walk out of Cincinnati to QC with a W. Week 14, the scheduling gods just got them because they're going to have so much emotion spent as far as that Bengals game. Man, they're going to go travel to Mile High, man. This is a bad stretch, man. There is no way, man. I'm talking about you play the Chargers, you play the Rams, and then you play the Bengals, and then now you got to go travel to play Russell Wilson. This is the bad. I'm talking about I see the Chiefs just being worn out, and for them to just play lackadaisical because of this stretch, this 4-game stretch right here, which will result in a loss against Russell Wilson and the Denver Broncos. Week 15, they finally got a little bit of a breather, man. They play the Houston Texans. They travel to the Texans, and I'm talking about this is one of the toughest stretch in the last 4 or 5 games. You go against, look at the guys, the quarterback you go against, the Herberts, the Matt Stafford. You go against elite guys, but you finally, week number 15, you play the Texans, man, and I anticipate the Kansas City Chiefs to finally have a stats game. One of those homecoming on the road game, man. Look for the Chiefs to beat the Texans heavily. For a double digit. It might even be a 21-point victory, man, because they're just going to excel like, woo! Finally, man, we just went through murderous hell. Week 16, they got their homecoming game against the Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks are tanking. Look for the Chiefs. So just like I said, this is a back-to-back week right here to build some momentum, to work on some things, man, as far as making sure they tighten up going into the playoff. This is it. So they should embarrass the Seattle Seahawks, man. Like I said, look for the Kansas City Chiefs to beat the Seahawks by double-digit week number 16. Week 17, they get a second shot at the Broncos at home, but this time it's not after they played murderers. So this time it's after they were playing basically the softest part of the schedule. So with that said, I think the Chiefs will be a little bit more ultra focused and they won't be as fatigued when they play the Broncos this week. And with that said, I see the Chiefs winning a close goals game, getting that revenge back, getting the face back, man, beating the Russell Wilson-led Denver Broncos, man. Week 18 on the road against the Las Vegas Raiders. I think the Chiefs are going to lose this game on the road. It's going to be a Nick Tuck battle, obviously, but this is going to be a game like the Raiders. It's not going to be a playoff. It's going to be seeding right here, man, because if the Chiefs win this game, obviously I believe it's going to be the reason why they win the division. But if they lose this game, I also believe it's the reason why they probably come in second place in the division. So, but with that said, I just believe like the Vegas Raiders, I believe they're on the Raiders. I believe the new coach in Josh McDaniels. I believe in obviously Devontae Adams, what they did as far as the offseason addition. So with all that said, that equals to a loss for the Kansas City Chiefs to end the 2022 regular season. And they will end up being 11-7. I see the Chiefs finishing 11-7 as my 2022 schedule prediction. And with that record, it's going to be a tie between the Chiefs and the Denver Broncos. And it's going to come down to a tiebreaker, which I will give to the Denver Broncos. Y'all know the drill, man. It's the G to the U to the R to the U. Like this, love this, share this, and I am out.